Siphonophores are, interestingly, in Chinese, called tube jellyfish. However, they are quite different from jellyfishes. They're both gelatinous and in open ocean and usually stings, but apart from that, they are very far from each other. And currently, siphonophores have no fossil, at least we haven't found any, and they are in between our definition of individual animals and colonial animals. Individual animals is like humans, and colonial is about sponge. Like if you cut off a part of them, they're still a sponge. Like both of them live on, but if you cut off a part of human, that part dies, or in extreme cases, both die. Siphonophores are between them by having these zooids. Zooids are clones of each other, which means they're supposed to be classified as, well, a colony, but they are not because zooids can grow very far apart from each other by specializing themselves to doing something, like specializing themselves to moving, like your legs did, or specializing themselves to eating, like your mouth did. So they're kind of like an organ. But when you cut them off individually, they don't die, they continue functioning. However, over time, they, due to being too specialized to doing what they're supposed to do when they're still in the siphonophore system, they fail to be, well, independent on their own, and they will eventually succumb to death. Zooids are generally classified into 7 different types, although not every single siphonophore will have all of them. These are the gonophores. Reproduce. They are the reproduction system of the siphonophore. Nectophores, which move like the bells of a jellyfish. A bunch of them is called nectosome, by the way. This is the plural term. The gastrozoids eat. They are the mouth of the siphonophores. They are also connected with some tentacles that we'll get into. The palpons digest. They are the stomach, but can often also function as the mouth. And the bracts, which are the shield or skin of siphonophores. They shield the parts from damage. And then the stem, which is what all the parts are connected to. This is usually that central of the siphonophore, kind of like a spine. And the pneumatophore, which is the floater, the head, like the tip of the siphonophore, that part that you usually think is a jellyfish's head. The gastrozoid branches off into smaller tentacles, well, the top part at least, called tentilia. Tentilias are stuffed full of nematocysts. Nematocysts are kind of like the poison of a jellyfish. They can be adhesive or both adhesive and penetrants. Like stab into the prey's skin, stab through it. The structure containing nematocysts are these little bulges. This is a more complicated picture of them. This is the pedicle, the part that connects the structure to the tentacle. This is the involucrum, which is what stabilizes the structure by like being the bone. The nitoband, which is this yellow band outside. It stores the adhesive and penetrant nematocysts. The elastic band in the middle, this purple part, is very interesting. The top half of it is connected to the nitoband, the yellow part, and separated from the pedicle. However, the bottom half is connected with the bottom tip of the nitoband and also the pedicle, but not the rest of the nitoband. So this structure sounds complicated and unnecessary. However, this is very important for how they function. And then there's the terminal filament, which is like the finger of the structure. It detects prey and it contains adhesive nematocysts. Just like zooids, the structure of their, well, nematocyst containing structure may vary between species. Here's how the basic function works. The terminal filament detects the prey. Then the thermofilament uses its adhesive capabilities, its adhesive nematocysts, to ensnare the prey. Then the cnidoband, using the elastic band, slaps around the prey, holding them in place, while it stabs the prey using its both adhesive and penetrant nematocysts. And after that, the gastrozoid pulls the prey up and eats them. However, interestingly, if the prey is big enough, they will collaborate in eating the prey. More tentacles will, potentially even gastrozoids, join them, further ensnaring the prey and poisoning them. And then eventually, they will digest the prey outside because it's too big for a single gastrozoid to eat, partially digesting them, and then they eat it separately. Once the food is fully digested, the gastrozoid, palpons, and sometimes the stem pumps the food to other parts. They share the food with other parts of their body. They share it with the nectophores and gonophores as well. That is the long and short of siphonophores. Interestingly, my note in the end sort of became a siphonophore. Head,